Hi everyone, I'm Laura DiFiore and Simone has asked me to do tonight's training, so I am just going to wait here a few minutes, let people join in, and then we will begin training. Hi Simone! I feel so awkward just like sitting here waiting for people to join in. Like I'm just staring at myself. It seems really weird. All right, it's been a few minutes, so I suppose we will get started. Hi Charlotte. And if you join in later, you can catch this recorded later. I think I have a way to record this. I'm not really positive. Um, I'm on my computer before, so we shall see. Anyhow, hi everyone. I am Laura DiFiore, and Simone asked me to do training actually 2 weeks ago, but I ended up being sick, and I'm actually still getting over being sick. So if I am coughing a lot in the middle of this, I apologize. I have some water ready to go just in case. But anyhow, I am Laura. I have been in Posh now since June of 2016 and it's been going really, really well for me. I double ranked my first month and have promoted up to Pink Plus One. I am reaching my way to Pink Plus Two. Uh, I've built my team. I have over 20 people now underneath me, and it's been a exciting ride. And I love Posh, and I'm really excited that I got asked to do this training tonight, so I will get started. Okay, so Simone wanted me to talk to you all a little bit about building relationships and using social media as well to do that. Um, and apparently, I have been told that I do that pretty well, which was news to me because it just kind of flowed naturally for me. However, I guess I'm doing something right if Simone wanted me to be here tonight. So, all right, let's get started. First of all, excuse me. First of all, I utilize Instagram, Facebook. I do have a Twitter. It doesn't have as much interaction as Instagram and Facebook do. And I have just started branching out into YouTube. And you know, it's something new for me because I am as outgoing as I am, I'm not completely used to recording myself and then posting it for the world to see. So it's taking a little getting used to, but I recommend stepping out of your comfort zone and doing it anyhow. All right. So my Facebook accounts, I have a business page and I also have a VIP page. My business page is what is on my business cards. It's what's on my labels that I put on all of my samples, all of my products that customers purchase. And then my VIP page is a little bit more exclusive. So I don't just give that to everyone. Um, I let's see, I don't see Posh as work per se. Yes, it is my job. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it is my job. but I don't make it hard work for myself. Honestly, I try to goal set my goals Sunday of every week, and just kind of go from there. And because I don't like to feel like this is becoming, I don't like to have that anxiety. I don't like to feel that this is quote unquote work. So for me, the way I have built my business is honestly through relationships. And that is what has helped me succeed, and it is what has helped me grow my business to where it is today. And the way I've built these relationships, honestly, is just by interacting with everyone that I meet. I don't I don't do cold calls. I don't just hand out my business cards willy-nilly to anyone on the street. I also I don't just hand out samples to every person that I meet. I usually make some sort of connection with the person that I hand my business card and samples to. And what I mean by that is, let's say I go out to dinner or to lunch. Um, Typically, because I like to talk, I end up striking up a conversation, usually with the waiter or the waitress, and or the person behind the register. And for me, I don't try to sell them. I am literally just interested in learning about their life or talking to them about the weather, or if I have my son with me, they ask me a question about him, and that starts the conversation. Throughout that conversation, and believe me, it takes a little bit of time to do this. It is not easy to just pull out of your purse, your bag, whatever you may have with you, a business card and a sample, and say, um, "Oh, it was to you. By the way, do you know about Posh?" Okay, it's not easy to do. However, I've kind of developed a little bit of a, I weave myself in there, a little bit of a tactic that I'm talking to them, and somehow within that conversation, usually something comes up about, they're like, "Oh, that's so nice that you stay at home. I have to work, my kids are in school. We can't afford to do that." And I go, "Oh, I'm sure you must be really busy with those kids all the time. Um, wouldn't it be nice if you could just have a few minutes to yourself at the end of the day after the kids go to bed?" Honestly, more than 9 times out of 10, the person looks back at me and says, "Oh, yes, I'm exhausted by the time they go to bed." Boom, there's my segue. And I go, "Okay, well, hey, I have a sample. Here you go." And so that person, because I've talked to them just a little bit, I've built just a small amount of a relationship with them. Nothing big, nothing over the top, just a small thing. And so then at that point I say, "Hey, here's the sample, but I have a VIP group. Are you on Facebook?" 9 times out of 10, they say yes. I say, "If you're on Facebook, here, do you mind if I send you a friend request? Would you mind being added to my VIP group? I usually do all kinds of sales, and I do deals or discounts, and I do all kinds of tips and tricks." And so therefore, not, like I said, 9 times out of 10, the person is usually like, "Yeah, sure, okay." Because at that point, I'm not like a complete stranger to them, just asking them to friend them on Facebook. I have already talked to them for a few minutes while I'm ordering my food or waiting on drinks or whatever it may be. And so they say, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So then I add them to my VIP group, and boom, now they're a new body in my group that I can branch out and kind of help them learn about Posh now. They've already gotten a sample. Whether they've tried it or not before they join my group is neither here nor there. Once they're in my group, it's almost like I've got them. And so now I have their attention, and I can now kind of tailor how I want them to learn about Posh and what I want them to learn about Posh, because I want them to learn it from me. I don't need them to go to anybody else to learn about Posh. I want them to learn from me, and I want them to hear about it from me. So once they're in my group, I should also specify, I don't add people to my group without asking their permission or having them ask me about a group. I never add anyone who I haven't asked. For me, that's the first way to turn people off of being part of a group. I don't know if any of you have ever or know about LuLaRoe, but I'll just be honest. I get added to probably at least 5 new groups a month. And I don't know who these consultants are. I just keep getting added to groups and added to groups. And to be perfectly honest, it's frustrating. And most of the time I leave the group because I don't need to be a part of 1,000 groups. So for me, I think it's personal um, to make sure that the person wants to be a part of my group. I don't want them to be there just strictly because I just went through an adding frenzy and added everybody on my friends list. Um, excuse me. Excuse me. So first of all, so that's my VIP group. And so once they're in, uh, I will say this, anybody that I've added to my group or has been added by someone who's already in the group. So whether, somebody added their cousin or their best friend or their mom or whomever. When I see that I've had a new member, when I see that I have a new member added to my group, or if I've added a new member, within 24 to 48 hours, I make sure to PM private message that person with a simple, hey, welcome to the group. If you have any questions, please feel free to always post on the page or message me here. And if they've never heard of Posh or they don't know anything, I also include in that private message. I'd love to send you out some free samples. If you wouldn't mind sending me your mailing address, I would love to pamper you a little bit. Now, typically, I get in response, oh, thanks. My sister added me. I've never really heard of Posh, but thanks for welcoming me. And then they also say, yeah, sure, here's my address, send me out a couple things. Well, then within a week or two, I follow up with them and say, hey, did you try your samples? And then I start the conversation with that new person that I've never met before. If it's somebody that I met, added to my group, I do the same thing. And I've learned that people want to be heard. People want to be seen. So I'm validating that, hey, I see you. I hear you. I know you're in my group. I want you to know that I'm happy you're here. And I'm excited to tell you all about Posh. To be honest, I have had one person since I've started last June leave my group, and that person became a Posh consultant themselves, and they left my group, I guess, to feel that they, to start their own, and I don't know if they didn't want to see my posts anymore or what it may be, but I've only had one person leave, and I'm honestly, I'm pretty proud of that. So it seems like I'm doing something right with everyone. Okay, if you see me looking down, I wrote some bullet points, so don't think I'm just like ignoring you all. Let's see. I find it, if you keep your interactions natural with the people in your groups, it tends to work out a little bit better for you. Excuse me. It tends to work out a little bit better. People don't feel that it's a sales page. I don't know. Like I mentioned before, the example with LuLaRoe. Whenever I'm on those pages, they don't feel personal to me. They feel like they're there because they want to sell their product to me. They want me to buy their leggings. They want me to buy their shirts, and that's the only reason why I've been added to their groups. Now, my business page. Let me sidetrack. Sorry, I'm going all over the place. My business page, I keep strictly business professional. That is the page where I post about sales. I post about that Posh has, not my own personal sales. I post about Posh's sales. I post about splurges or the deal of the week, or I post about, the warehouse sale, or the new catalog. That's where I kind of keep that strictly business. That is for people who just happen upon my page, or people who have my business card, that they get to just kind of look at that. They can kind of just see a little bit about my business. I try to post about once a week so that anybody who does get my business card or maybe got a sample from me can go to that and see that I am still active on that page. However, my VIP page, I'll be honest, it's probably about a 70-30 split. 70% of that page is personal and with a touch of, a little bit about me and a little bit about me using Posh. 30% of it is sales. even though it's sales, I don't make it in your face sales, like buy this today. The only time I post really aggressively about sales is if it's a deal that Posh is doing up until a certain time of the day or a certain date. That's the only time I really kind of flash it in my VIPs' faces saying, um, don't miss out on this sale. It ends in 6 hours. That's really only the times I really actively and aggressively post about Posh's sales itself. The rest of the time, I post about let's see, uh, very low to no pressure posts. I will post games. I will post surveys. Um, for Christmas, I did just a simple game of uh, tell me your favorite Christmas song, but using only emojis, and people loved it. I've done, are you a Starbucks versus Dunkin' Donuts fan? I have done, let me see, things such as, you know, how can you guess how many Posh items I have in my bathroom at this time? Or little things that get people interested and, something fun for people to talk about and comment on. But then I also do games such as, um, y- you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that I've done recently. I don't know. I'll just give an example. Let's say, guess how many M&Ms are in this jar. The person that okay. Oh, there, perfect. For Posh Night, I did a little contest with my VIPs that said, guess how many new products Posh is going to launch. The person who comes closest without going over will win a deluxe sample pack from me um, when I receive all my new products. Excuse me. I kid you not. I had like 15, 20, maybe 25 people respond guessing, and everyone was so excited. Everybody put in their guesses, and then, at a certain point I closed the commenting and said, okay, Posh Night has started, so good luck. And people were excited. I mean, I'm gonna send out samples anyhow to people. However, like, it just seemed that much more exciting that people were gonna win a deluxe sample pack. So people were interested and excited to comment on my post, and it kept the interaction going. I wanted to make sure that I kept interaction going right before during that week, because I was prepping my page basically for going dark for 10 days because I was leaving on a cruise, which I actually just got back this morning. So I was prepping my VIPs that I was going to be gone, so I wanted to keep the interaction going up until the point that I was like, okay, hey, I'm gone. I'll see you in 10 days. Uh, but you just got to do little things here and there like that keep people wanting to come back to your page, keeping it personal. I will say this, I think something that has helped keep it personal for me is that I make an effort that every time someone comments on anything that I post, whether it's a sale, whether it's about me using a face mask, whether it's about me doing a review on a product, or it's a game, I ensure that I don't just like that person's comment. I always take the time to comment back, whether it's great guess, hope you win, or they'll comment and go, oh, Laura, that cackle spackle mask looks amazing. I'll turn around and I'll respond and go, oh, it's one of my favorites. You would love it. Would you like to try it sometime? Or you would love it. You should definitely try it. Something, anything. Like I said earlier in the video, people like to feel that they are heard. People like to feel seen. People need the validation, for whatever reason it is, that you care about them. And a very simple comment back to somebody's post or somebody's comment lets them know, hey, she heard me. She saw my comment. Oh, I'm so glad she responded. I just validated their need to be heard. And boom, so they respond again. And every time I comment, every time I respond, I continue to build that relationship with that person, with that customer. whether it's a new person or it's somebody who has been purchasing me from day one. I continue to build upon that. I never want people to stop thinking that I don't care about them. I want people to know, yes, I do care about you, and I'm not here to just sell you. I'm here because I love Posh. I'm here because I believe in the company, and I am here because I want to Posh people. I want people to know about Posh. I want people to fall in love with Posh as much as I fell in love with it. So, um, keeping up with those relationships helps people realize that I'm not just another salesperson. I am not just here for you to buy. I'm here to share. I am here to let you know how much Posh is changing my life and how it could change yours. Not because I want you to buy the brand new body butter or because we just got a brand new line of chunks and I need you to buy them because I'm a little low on sales this month. No, I'm talking to you because I want you to continue to realize how great Posh is, and B, remember that you need to take time for yourself, and that's what Posh is here for. The last thing I want are my customers to leave me and find another Posh consultant because they don't think that I care about them. I mean, I think of it this way. If you were purchasing a house and you found a realtor, but you never spoke to them, you never talked to them, you never talked to them on the phone, you just emailed them one day and said, hey, I want to purchase this house, and you just randomly did that, I feel that most people would be a little bit uncomfortable just handing over all of their information to a person that they know nothing about and doing this big purchase. You build relationships with people that you are going to be doing business interactions with, business transactions with, whether it goes from buying a house or going to your local grocery store. you make a personal connection somehow. And that's what I want to be for my customers. I want to make a personal connection with them some way, somehow. It's great. People love when you remember simple details of their life, whether it's their favorite football team, whether it's their birthday, their anniversary. It's those little things that have helped keep my business going. I'm a little old school. I like writing things down in notebooks. As technology savvy as I am, I still like that. I don't know why. It just feels really nice and concrete to have something in my hands. So I keep notebooks of my contacts. Even though I do have it on an Excel spreadsheet, I do keep a notebook of my contacts. And I keep, if I know anything about them. Okay, Susie Smith, 3 kids, works at a bank, and she is a diehard Cowboys fan. That is just enough for me to remember who she is, because a lot of times I meet people in passing. I meet them at events, or I've met them at a home party. So just a little something that I can remember from meeting them, so that when I private message them, I can say, hey, Susie, just wanted to follow up on your purchase of, your gender bender and your skin joy. I hope you're loving them. I hope you're getting a chance to pamper yourself after you put your 2 sons to bed. And hey, I saw that the Cowboys lost this week, and I'm sorry. I'm sure that must have been hard. That's it. So simple, to the point, and that person, for me, if somebody did that to me, I'd be like, wow, they actually remembered that I'm a fan of the Cowboys, or wow, she remembered that I have a son. How many people do you meet at vendor shows that remember things like that? You don't. It's very rare. And that is how you are going to continue to help build your business, is by making those connections, remembering simple details about someone. Like I said, I jot it down in a notebook, maybe writing it down or putting it in your phone, or adding it to your computer, whatever. Do what works for you. Find a system that works for you so you can help yourself to start making connections with people a little bit more, and building that relationship. Let me see. Oh my gosh. I've already been talking for 24 minutes. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I've talked a little bit about building relationships and using that social media. Let me talk a little bit about how, now that I've had people on my page and I've built that relationship, um, which I'm gonna call it. Yeah, Simone, that's a really, that I do that sometimes too, because sometimes I'll forget my notebook. I'll write it quickly down on the back of one of their giveaway slips. That way I'm like, okay, oh, that was the lady who had this, that, and the other. And it's so helpful, and it helps me keep my connections and my relationships with people personal, instead of just very salesy. Because there's nothing worse than getting an email from somebody that's like, hi, it was nice to meet you. Here's my website. If you're interested, here's my number. Like, okay, well, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to call that person back, because I'm like, first of all, I'm like, I don't even remember what you were selling at the vendor show. And second, who are you? But I have had great success just remembering small tidbits of people's lives. People love to feel like they're the only one you care about. They're your only customer, and it's something simple as that makes people feel special. Um, okay, excuse me. So, okay, now I have these people in my group. I've added them because they've asked, or, I tell them, hey, join my VIP group with lots of specials. Now they're a part of it. Now what? So I've done games, and I've done raffles, and I've done, personal posts, or I've shown people, hey, look at this new mask. And I'm not really having any luck. Nobody's really purchasing anything, or my page is a little stagnant. What do I do after that? Okay, so what I do when I realize that my page is getting a little slow, or it's there's not a lot of interaction, or my sales are a little low that month and I'd like to boost them up a little bit. What I do is, that's the time when I start offering a gift with purchase, or I offer free shipping on local orders if you order with me. I'll do that says, um, you know, the, the first person that comments will win free shipping. Because I have also learned that free shipping is great if you're only giving it to one person. When you start offering it to, and I did this at the very beginning and I made that mistake, and I spent more, I paid for more shipping than I care to admit, because I did the whole like, hey, get free shipping if you do a $25 purchase by 2 p.m. Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting that like 8 different people would do that. So then I was paying shipping on like 8 different people's orders. No, don't do that. Do something where you say, like a guessing game. The person that gets closest will win free shipping on their order. That's a great way to drum up some sales, or drum up even more interaction on your page. Another, like I said, I like to do the local bulk orders. I'll say, all right, it's order time. I have an order going in tomorrow evening, and excuse me, hold on. I have an order going in tomorrow evening. If you're local, and it depends on what's local for you, because I live in a county that it takes an hour to drive out of. So, really choose what works best for you. But I like to do where I say, okay, I'm doing a bulk order, save shipping, PM me your order, or email me your order, or text me your order, and I will PayPal invoice you. Or you can do Square invoices, or whatever invoice system works best for you. I use PayPal. Say, I will invoice you, and I'll get your order, and you can save on shipping. I kid you not, people like eat it up. It's like they were waiting to order until I said that. That has, excuse me, that is what has helped boost when my page is at a lull. Doing bulk orders, it's like people come out of like the woodwork. They come out of living under rocks to be like, free shipping. Yes. Okay. Yes. Please order me $75 worth of stuff. And I'm like, okay, why not? But I also don't forget to thank people for their orders. Just because, they're ordering bulk through me doesn't mean that I'm going to forget that they made a purchase. So that's another way that I continue to build that relationship. I thank them a couple days later, and I will also follow up with them 2 weeks later and say, hey, you ordered a brand new face mask. How are you enjoying it? And I think sometimes it gives people, it's helpful to do that, because at least for me, my customers have enjoyed either A, telling me that they've loved the product, or I've had a situation or two where people say, listen, Laura, um, I ordered that chunk, and for whatever reason, I didn't like it, the smell, the this, the that. Uh, the way I work my business, and I don't do this for everyone, but most of my VIPs and most of my customers I do know and I have met, and it's not just kind of a business personal relationship, it's more of a personal friendship that I have with these people. So I will offer to exchange it out of my own pocket or out of my own inventory, or if it's an item that like the like that I know, um like a mask or something, like I'll exchange out a mask. Like I had somebody who didn't enjoy Cackle Spackle. They tried it twice and it burned their face and they just didn't want it. I took it and I used it for myself. It was fine. I knew the person. But that doesn't mean I do that all the time. But it's just nice follow up with them, because you just want to know, did they like it? Did they not? Um, because if they bought Genderbender and they hated it, you don't want to keep messaging them and being like, hey, guess what, Genderbender is on sale. Well, if they didn't like it, then don't keep messaging them about Genderbender. Let's see, how do you keep track of who and when you need to follow up with? Notebooks, still, again, very old school. I do have it in an Excel spreadsheet, but I'll be honest, I do not keep it up to date as much as I should. Excuse me. I use a notebook, and I usually take a page or two, especially for the people who order from me constantly. I will just write the date, I'll write what they ordered, and I have like columns, like a 2 2 2. So it's 2 week or 2 days, 2 weeks. Then I have a 2 months, and a little check mark if I've followed up with them in 2 days. I'll check mark off again if I've done it in 2 weeks, and then when 2 months comes around, I'll check mark off if I've done it in 2 months. Um, I'll be honest, around the holidays, that kind of went to the wayside, and I have some catching up to do. I'm still catching up with that right now, following up with people that I didn't really do the 2 weeks or the 2 months. But in my opinion, I guess, better late than never, because at least I am doing it, and I recommend that for everybody. If you haven't done that yet and you haven't done your follow-ups, start now. Do it. Who cares? Even if the person ordered from you 4 months ago, do it. Send them a postcard. Send them a private message and say, hey, I know it's been a few months since you placed your Posh order. I just wanted to know um, how you're loving it. Did you really enjoy your Skin Joy? Did you like your chunk? How was that, Cackle Spackle face mask? Do it. They're going to love it. They're gonna appreciate it, and it will help open up the line of communication again with someone that may have felt like they were forgotten or thrown to the side. Open up that line of communication with them. That is my recommendation, because I know that I let some things go to the wayside, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep back up with it. Um, and then finally, let me just talk. I'll briefly. Whenever I post something in Instagram, I was very, very against using hashtags, but I'll tell you, it is amazing. I finally jumped on the bandwagon when I started Posh back in June, and it really has helped. It has gained me followers on my Instagram that I would have never come across in my everyday life. I never would have crossed paths with. They're from all over the country, all over the world, and it has gotten me followers. It has actually gotten me a couple messages that people wanted to know more, and those people I've come in contact with and have added to my VIP group now. Um, use your hashtags. Whatever I post on Instagram, I usually post directly to my VIP page as well with those same hashtags. Use it. It is like, it's amazing. It really is. Use the hashtags, utilize them. And don't just use like the ones that are obvious. Like, um, you know, like if you're posting about Posh, don't say cackle spackle, perfectly posh, and leave it at that. Go above and beyond. Use cackle spackle, perfectly posh, pamper yourself, me time, charcoal, detox, face mask. Use things like the word vegan. Use the word like, so happy I have time to pamper, or my skin feels so soft. Anything you can think of, whatever's running through your mind, or what you would have maybe typed in your little comment or your blurb about that picture, use it as a hashtag. It will open up the range of people that are going to find your post. It is very helpful. Like I said, it's gained me followers that I would have never crossed paths with ever. So do it. Use hashtags. Excuse me. Let me just make sure that I went through everything. So basically, just sum it up. Don't make this stressful for yourself about trying to figure out how to build a relationship. Just make it very low key, very low pressure to no pressure. Just comment to people when they comment. Just let people know that you're available. Let people know that you are not just another direct sales consultant, that you are not going to be badgering them to buy, that you are here to share Posh, that you are here to help them learn about what Posh is and why you are Posh, why you're with Posh. That's how you're going to build your relationships. That's how you're going to build your business, and it's how you're going to boost your social media, by sharing, by being personal, and by letting people know why you love Posh. Don't be afraid to tell people. Don't. It's a little scary at first, but if you break out of that mold, break out of your shell, and just be you, just talk to people, it will come across genuine, it'll come across natural, and people will begin to trust that you know what you're talking about, and they'll begin to trust you. So that is all I've got for you guys tonight. I hope my rambling did some good. I hope you took something from this. I thank you guys for sitting around and listening. And let me see really quick, just did I have any... Nice, Charlotte. See? I'm obsessed with hot pepper stick, and that is awesome that you did that. So, good call. Keep doing that. All right, guys. I've already gone past 7 minutes past what I expected to do. So, all right. Thank you guys. Have a good night, and it was great being here tonight. Thank you, Simone, for asking me to do this. All right. Bye.